come see us at the Photo Expo.
If you have a tip or a question,
we'll put you on camera.
Hey everyone, welcome to Keep Shooting Monday, number 91. My name is Greg Cazillo from Cazillo.com.
And I'm Kathy Azar from Catherine Azar Photography.
Coming up later on in the show are a couple of Cazillion questions, and we also have our pet photo contest winners, sponsored by Epson. Epson is so nice to give us paper and all that good stuff, and the printer for that matter, to print out your photos in a 16 by 20 or 11 by 14. Hopefully your photo for that contest wins, but first, Kathy, what have we been planning forever? We've been talking about this thing.
Indeed. We are going to be at the Photo Expo in New York, and we hope that you will come to see us.
Gosh, I'm putting so much stuff into this and so much planning. I have a list of probably about 10 or 12 interviews set up with some pretty high-end products and manufacturers, and I really can't wait for this. It should be a lot of fun to we want to know what your questions are, number one. If you have questions for some of these big guys, like, I don't know if we're going to be able to get the really big boys, Canon, Sony, Epson. We're going to certainly try. But some of the other brands that are out there, the SanDisk, the Sigmas, the Tamrons, trying to think who else is the usual companies that are there. Wacom's always there. They're a bigger company. Epson, of course. HP usually does a nice booth. All of those companies, if you have any questions for them, we would love to kind of get them in a list, get our notes together, and we'll do our best to get them all together and asked.
Yep. So you have a whole list of people who've already agreed to talk to you or are looking forward to talking to us.
Yep, scheduled. It's on the calendar. It's confirmed. It's emailed. All that stuff.
So if you want to come see us, look for the tall dude who sticks above the crowd. He's easy to find. I'll be the shorter one next to him.
Yep.
And you bring us a question or a photo tip, and we will put you on the air.
Absolutely. As of now, we're going to be there on Thursday and Friday. I don't think we're going to be there on Saturday. It depends on how Thursday and Friday go, basically, as to whether we stick around, and also our own work and our own projects and lives if we stick around.
It's a busy time of the year for fall photo shoots. Greetings from Guernsey, Channel Island. So cool. I would like to ask if you have any tips on photographing my black cats. I have a D300S and a D710 or 7100 with 18 to 200 Nikon lens. My problem is I keep having a hard time getting them in focus. With them being black, both cameras keep hunting. Tried manual focus, but then the cat moves. So I have the same issue with my dog, Maggie, who is all black. And Greg and I talked about a couple things. First, the easiest way I've found is to focus on the eyes, because there's a little bit of color differential sometimes in the eyes, and that makes it a little bit easier.
In general, that's how focus works. It needs contrasting colors in order to lock on to something. So that's,
But even then, sometimes if the eyes are dark, that makes it just as hard. The other thing I've done is had someone else shine a light source, even like a flashlight, on the face, so that your camera is able to focus on something and then fire.
That can definitely help. The other thing you might try, although it might not always work, is putting your camera not on the single focus mode, but on the dynamic mode, dynamic focus mode. What that'll do is, since you're shooting a Nikon, I know you have this mode in the D300. I'm not sure if it's on the D7100 also. Anyway, the dynamic focus, what it does is instead of just using a single focus point, it can use the focus points around the one that you've chosen, say the 3 or 5 focus points around that single one you've already chosen, and it can help to pick that right point or to get a little bit more accurate focus. And
gives it more options.
Yeah, exactly. And so it may pick the one to the left and be a little bit off, but as long as you're shooting 5.6, something like that, you'll probably be fine, and you won't need to worry about choosing being a little bit off. That said, you also want to think about it and make sure that one of those points isn't like on an ear or something, because if even back a little bit, even on a cat's face, I think, or a cat's head, it could be a little bit
mess
off.
up your depth of field.
Yeah, so just still be careful with that and still play with it, but maybe it'll give you a couple of options. You can let us know if any of those were good for you, and send us some of your results, please.
Absolutely. Friend K9, I just watched your video on backing up. However, I have an issue of what my storage organization should be like, i.e. by year, date, event, all three. I'm laughing because I have pretty much maxed out my iMac, and Greg is helping me get everything all situated. And I just got in the mail from Amazon all my stuff, including extra RAM, extra memory, a whole memory organization system. So in the coming weeks, we will do something on how we changed my life, hopefully for the better.
To answer your question, the way I do it is I have a folder for each year. But then again, I shoot a lot, and so it might be too much. You know, I'm shooting so much, I need to have those separate folders for each year. I also have Lightroom catalogs for each year. Now, Kathy followed someone else's advice. Sorry to throw you on the bus, Kathy.
It's okay.
But she has a separate catalog for each
event.
Photo shoot or each event, and I think that's just overload, and you're just wasting time closing and opening, and trying to find the right catalog. And you probably have a list of like 50 recent catalogs in your list, and hard to find it and close and open.
I haven't had that much trouble. I do see the value in doing a year catalog, or at least a system where I would do high school seniors, real estate, and have different catalogs for each kind of category that I shoot. So we're going to have to figure that out in the weeks to come, how I want to change my whole system. But I also have my JPEG stored differently than you do too.
Yeah, we need to get rid of those JPEG storage. Delete, delete, delete. You don't need them. Save your RAWs. Anyway, I store it by year, and then the way I'll put on the bottom of the page here, I name everything with a 4-digit year, and then 2-digit month, 2-digit day, underscore the shoot, or client name, or what it's about, subject matter, basic, or usually client name or location. Sometimes if it's like, say I'm doing some kind of a scenic photo shoot and it really isn't a client associated with it, I'll label it with like the type, the location, and then another underscore, and then finally I will put in the type of photo. So scenic, landscape, video, portraits, wedding, event, whatever it is at the very end. And so very quickly and easily, I can look at that folder or go down that list of folders, whether it's in Lightroom or whether it's just in Finder or in Windows Explorer, and I can see and very easily find those folders. It makes it pretty easy. I was actually talking to someone the other day, and they said, well, I name everything, you know, the military way. I start out with a 2-digit day, and I said, man, that would be no way that would work for me. But it works for him.
Them, right.
It works for him. And so, because when you think about it, if you have a list of folders, you're going to have every photo shoot that was on the first day of the month first, and then the second day of the month, and the third day of the month, and everything's going to kind of be mixed in, and that just would not work for me. But if it works for you, stick with it.
And I'm thinking the date for me, I can never remember what date I shot something. So
But you have an idea. You know what I mean? Like you have an idea of one month that you may have shot it. You know what I mean? And once you get into that mode, it is super easy.
We'll have to let you know how we end up working mine out and see. And I would say that for the viewers, do a screenshot or something of how you have it so they can see exactly.
I will. So you'll, and I'll also show the different parts of my folders. I also, inside of that folder, name the same folder, name another interior folder for underscore raw, and again, I'll put up a screenshot. And then I also name the images or the video files for that same thing again. And so I know exactly what it is, I know where it came from, and it just makes it so easy. And gosh,
it sounds pretty complicated.
It's not. It's really not. Okay. I'll put up another link to a video where I showed about all of that. It might not have been my backup video. I think it was a Lightroom video that I did, and it was probably, gosh, maybe 2 years ago that I put that up. But it still applies because it's all the same information. I still do everything the same way.
Okay, getting out of the tech stuff, we have the fun stuff next.
Yes. Once again, thank you to Epson for sponsoring our photo assignments. Dog's name is Naomi from Gabrielle. Is that a boxer?
What's this?
That's just their
Yeah, it looks like it could be a boxer. It's hard to tell.
I think he's a boxer. She's a boxer. Sorry.
Yes.
Naomi.
Sorry, Naomi.
Anyway, really cool image, minimal amount of light. And I love these kinds of portraits that are studio type portraits, but they still only have a single light source. You can see you have a nice background, just a little tiny little bit of light hitting it, and it actually works. I like it. You had a comment about it being a little dark.
I think it's a little, for me, it's a little dark. I would like to see a little bit more definition in the side of her face.
Okay.
But I love the tongue, and I love the way the hair right under her nose kind of stands out. Well, you know how much I love dogs anyway, so cool.
I'd love to also see this cropped square.
That would be cool.
I think this photo in a square crop would make a big difference. I think it would really bring your attention in.
I don't know, I like it both ways.
Because I think down there is just kind of wasted. And it's kind of detracting. Whereas if you keep that square, you're keeping your eyes inside of a very smaller box in a smaller area. And I think it kind of works.
Just try it both ways and see what happens.
We probably should. This is the cutest little guy from Luis. I'm guessing it's a guy. We don't know. But, God, this is the cutest little thing. Little puppies are always the cutest.
He titled it Pug. That's hard to say.
It
Pug
is.
puppies. Try that 3 times fast. Pug puppies.
Again, from Luis, this is our winner for the photo assignment for pets, that is. Anyway, God, this is so cute. When we saw this, it was just like, bam, there it is. And all you see is eyes and tongue. And it's just so cute. And it just looks like a little kid hopping out of a little bowl or something.
Hi,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And just wanting to come out and, hey, will you play with me kind of a thing.
And I like the depth of field that his brothers and sisters are very, very blurred out. So shallow depth of field, which you can do with the pug because their faces are like this.
Yep, smashed. And it's even better because it's a puppy, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it's just, there's something about, I mean, pugs are so ugly, they're cute.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe them. I would agree with that.
Yeah. And again, we thought with this one, a slightly different crop. You said 16 by 20 would be a good crop for this one.
Go to a 4 to 5 crop
Because he's a little off-centered. I'd prefer to see him centered, but I like the color in the background. Like Greg said, you thought you might have warmed it up just a teeny tiny bit, but normally I do like a warm picture, but I love this. It's so cute. With the tongue.
It definitely works. Now, now that I look at it though, you could stick with a 2 by 3 format, but I definitely think this little guy needs to be centered.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? In this kind of an image, you have a couple in the background, and I was actually just talking about this the other day with one of my photo classes, that it's good to use the rule of thirds and to know those rules, but you can't always use the rule of thirds for everything. And there's always a time to center something versus putting them off center.
Well, if you think about it, this could be, if you centered it up a little bit, it could be the rule of thirds because you have something on each part of the thirds. You've got a brother or sister back there, you've got him in the center, and the other one on the third side.
Could be, yeah.
And look at him looking up off to the...
I guess my point isn't necessarily the rule of thirds. It's throwing something, the main subject, off left or right.
Okay.
And so you still need to, it doesn't always work is my point. And for the main subject here, it needs to be centered.
Especially because he's looking forward.
Yes.
So that says...
Yep, I would agree.
Center. He's cute.
I would agree. So these are our winners. If you guys would send off the high resolution images with your address, all that good stuff, off to me. Everybody should know what my email is by now. It should be pretty easy to guess.
Tell them anyway.
Just email me, greg@cazillo.com, and send a high-resolution image, and I'll get them printed, sent off. Don't forget your address. I've had to do that a couple times. Say, hey, what's your address? You do want me to send this to you, right? So I'll print it, and we'll choose some good paper, all that good stuff. And maybe we'll show the pug printed out next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have it back and we'll be able to show it printed for next week. So I think that is it. Make sure you get your questions ready to go for the photo contest, for the expo. If you're not going to be at the expo, of course, ask more questions.
Absolutely.
We want to hear them. We always need more questions for the show. So
go online, find out who's going to be at the Photo Expo, what vendors, and what questions you want us to ask specific vendors. And we will go find them and ask them.
I think it's photoplusexpo.com, but I'll put up a link just in case so that you guys can go through that list, and we'll do our best to make it happen. All right. Thanks, guys. Keep shooting.
Yes, you.